What did you make of Michael Jordan's enduring popularity? I mean, that stings a little.
Yeah.
What do you make of it?
No, it doesn't sting a little. Listen, when you're, without question, one of the three greatest people to ever do something, you should be, especially when, people don't get to see him a lot. People laugh when I say one of the three greatest. Colin, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar erasure must end, and we're going to start at the end of it right now. Give me a break. Kareem can't be considered. Oh, 6 rings. Kareem's got 6 rings. Also went to 10 finals, scored more points too, had the most unstoppable shot ever, greatest high school and college player ever. But I digress. Listen, he's popular, because a lot of people from your generation have turned him into Paul Bunyan. Someone sent me a clip yesterday of my dear friend, a man who when I was a child was my mentor before you took over that role, Bob Costas, calling Game 6 of the 98 finals. And there's a moment in there late in the fourth quarter where Scottie Pippen hits a 3 to tie the game.
Yeah.
And Jordan walks over to him after Utah calls timeout and screams at him because Jordan wanted the ball. And Costas says, "What a competitor!" Angry at a teammate for making a shot. That's really the broadcast. That happened. Someone sent it to me yesterday. And I'm like, yeah. So, of course, everyone thinks this guy was 8 feet tall and never missed a shot and only played 6 seasons. Because how are you 6 for 6 if you had played more than 6 seasons? Did you ever lose? Did you lose? I'm so confused. And so, yeah, he got a bigger pop. But now, here's the thing, Colin, because did you notice the most important thing that happened? The most important thing that happened was Michael embraced LeBron, hugged him, talked to him. And Michael has been famously very cold towards LeBron. Do you know why he did that? Because Michael sees the train that's coming down the tracks. And just like Michael, the day after LeBron beat the Warriors, called in, start filming The Last Dance, I give you authorization, he knew that this was the last major NBA event where he is going to be recognized as the GOAT, that the top 100 of 100, it's going to be all LeBron, at the top 80 of 80, it's all coming. And that's Michael hoping that, the transition of powers, LeBron is gentle, that LeBron is kind, that LeBron, doesn't make him clear out his office, the GOAT office too quickly. So, that's what we saw there, but I get it. Jordan fans at this point, Colin, they're like Seattle Seahawks football fans. They're like, what's the Geiger counter on our cheer? It's loudest in the world. Stop it. Everybody stop it. You're making me drink. This is actually a water.
There's a story, Brian Windhorst, today. LeBron's mad at the Lakers for a variety of reasons. So let me just ask you, Inspector Nick Wright, what do you do to solve this enigmatic dilemma right now in L.A.?
Well, listen, I think for this year, there's no solving it. For this year, you just hope and pray that they hang on to, they not only in the play-in, but what you really got to be hoping for, if we're being honest, is that they can move up somehow to the 8 line. And that way, if you win the first play-in game, instead of getting Phoenix, you get Golden State in round 1. And Golden State does have a big question mark, particularly with Draymond's back being an issue. But you need Anthony Davis to get back. You need LeBron to keep playing at this level. This season probably is lost. This offseason, though, doesn't have to be. And the reason why is, if I'm the Lakers, I remind myself that I am the Lakers, that I understand the Buss family isn't super rich by team owner standards, but they do own the Lakers. And you can afford to, pay the luxury tax. You can afford for some bad contracts. And what you do is you dangle Russell Westbrook, not the player, but Russell Westbrook, the expiring contract. Because Russell Westbrook this offseason will be an attractive piece for a team looking to get off money, for a team that has signed a guy to a bad deal that you then want to be able to get off of quicker. So I think Russell Westbrook plus those future picks you didn't want to trade at the deadline, you can get a better haul for. Yeah. So I understand them wanting to wait to do that rather than trade for John Wall. What I don't understand, and this is the root of a lot of the anger, is why Rob Pelinka went out there and said, yeah, LeBron signed off on us doing nothing at the deadline when LeBron didn't. I don't know why you would publicly lie about something LeBron said. That seems like a very, very odd move for Rob Pelinka to make.
I am interested. Yesterday, Mark Schlereth and Joy Taylor commented on the Aaron Rodgers Instagram post, and their takeaway is he's leaving. My takeaway is Aaron's already made his decision. He's probably staying. Nobody takes a 12-day cleanse and then says, I still haven't made my mind up. If you're purposefully vomiting, you need to come with an answer in that 12-day period. You can't come out of going to Ojai, California at a resort for 9 days and, smoking whatever you smoke up there and then tell me, I never got anything solved. You got to have an answer, right? Like, we know he's got an answer. We just don't know what it is. But what did you make of the post? What did you make of all the hearts? And what did you make?
Well, my immediate reaction was, I thought it was a guy who was heartbroken. I thought maybe he'd had a couple scotches, as he's wont to do.
Yeah.
And that seemed to me to be directed more at Shailene Woodley than anyone else, because it was reported that they had broken up. He was very public about wanting to have kids with her. They were engaged.
Yeah.
And in that post, there's a picture of them together. He says, I love you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm so grateful for you. So I thought it was more about that than about football.
Okay.
But then he said he did this cleanse and was feeling this great gratitude. What I think the audience needs to remember is this. Aaron Rodgers, Colin, is not a free agent. So he can come back to the Packers. That's easy. He can retire if he wants to. That's relatively easy. And he can demand a trade, and I think they would trade him if he demanded it. But Colin, do you think they would let him pick his own destination? Like, what if, you guys were talking about Miami earlier. What if Aaron says, I want to go to Pittsburgh? Me and Mike Tomlin winked at each other, they have great defense, all these things. And Pittsburgh offers 2 first-round picks.
Yeah.
And Miami, who's had the offseason from hell, says, we got to change the narrative. We'll offer you 3 first-round picks and a second. Do you think Green Bay is simply going to send Aaron to wherever he wants, or that they would send him to whomever makes the best offer? Like, Brady was a free agent, so that was different. And Stafford, as you've talked about, had built up so much equity with Detroit for dealing with all of that for so long. They did him a solid. I'm not certain Green Bay is going to let Aaron just pick his destination, which is one of the reasons why I think he comes back as a Packer. I think he and your guy Russell Wilson, they don't get the attention you get by playing in Super Bowls, so they find other ways to get the attention. I know we're not allowed. I know this is a Russell Wilson safe space, but a lot of the Aaron Rodgers stuff you don't like, Russell is starting to trend down that path, my friend.
Yeah.
But we can discuss that another time. But there's a lot of, hey, don't forget about me, everybody. So I think that's potentially
I only got a minute and a half left, okay? But I want to ask you about this. Mm-hmm. So this Ben Simmons thing.
Yeah.
So I saw the other day. I'm going to be back very soon. And my take was your take. So explain. When I read that, I thought, back soon? What your thoughts?
Why is he not back now?
Thank you.
I don't understand what's happening.
I agree.
Listen, I was told, and everyone reporting this story that was talking to people close to Ben were told, the mental health issues, whatever you want to call it, are real, but they are tied specifically to playing for the Sixers. So if he's traded, the new team doesn't have to worry about that. That's what they were telling everybody. Well, he's been traded. And now Ramona Shelburne is reporting, it'll be weeks, not months, until he's back. Why is it not hours? Oh, he's not in basketball shape? Okay. You know how you can play him 8 minutes tomorrow. I don't understand why Ben Simmons is not expected to play immediately.
Yeah.
Even if it's just in small bursts to ramp up. And if the answer is, Colin, because he's trying to avoid the March 10th game against the Sixers, I would argue that is a foolish decision. Because if the Nets are going to do anything this year in the playoffs, they're going to have to go through Philly. So wouldn't you rather get it over with in the regular season, get back on the horse there and to prepare yourself? Like, listen, I've supported Ben as much as I can, but you got to play. You've been out 5 months already, and now we're like, only a few more weeks. He's not hurt. He should probably play basketball.
Yeah.
That's my take.
Well,
probably play.
Also, as a competitor, there's no way in the world I would skip the game against Harden. That would be the game I couldn't wait to play and prove that we won the trade. Nick Wright,
so weird.
First things first. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.